Hey guys, so thanks for jumping on. So tonight I wanted to talk about some really good takeaways that Maxine and I got from conference. We actually spent, we had about 2 days of leadership training, and then we had a day of conference, and then we had a day with Hassan, and then we had a day with Simon Chan, and that was really, really amazing. But there are a few things that I thought that was really, really important for you ladies all to know. So hopefully you've got like a pen and paper because I'm actually going to give you Simon's DMO, which will be really invaluable for you to do. Obviously, you know, most of you know that every morning at 8 o'clock for 30 minutes, Monday to Friday, Maxine and I are jumping on my Zoom, and we're doing some of that DMO. And you guys are invited to come along as well. Anyone is invited to come along and join that. And it's basically an action group. So it's not a time for us to be learning or training or anything. It's actually we're doing. So we're actually building our business. And this is really good for anyone that is really serious about really wanting to make your business work, that you're sick and tired of living the shit life, being broken-assed, and not having the freedom that you want. Yeah, so I can totally understand that because that's where I was. So that's why I'm building this and making this shit happen. So good on you for those of you that jump on. So what I want to share with you now is I want to share with you Simon's DMO, because there's other parts to it that we don't actually use. Hey Loach, hey honey. Okay, so his DMO consists of 3, 5, 5, 3. So 3 posts. So this is, you might want to write this down, Loach. Sorry, you missed the first bit. I am recording this, but so this is Simon Chan's DMO that we got from our training. Now his DMO consists of 3 posts. And you guys already know, we've talked about, you know, doing 3 posts a day, how really important that doing 3 posts a day is. And that's what it's about. It's about doing 3 posts that add value. One of those needs to consist of something to do with the product, the business, the program, or some testimony, whether it's yours or somebody else's. And this is, you know, over a 4-day period. So then the 5 is 5 new contacts. And so this is adding new people to your life. This is also creating conversations. So what we do is we use CLAM for 5 new contacts. CLAM is C means comment. L means, now Simon does like, but I do love because I love on everything. Love is a much nicer reaction. People like it when you really love on their stuff. They think, wow, she's loved on it. It's not just a like, it's a love. A is add, and so that is add them as a friend. And M is message. So what you do is, it's a really good idea to make sure that you have got some interest groups. So some groups that you guys really resonate with. Some, you know, think about the things that you love and find groups around that, the groups that make you feel good. It's a really good idea to make sure that they are more active than not, because I know I found on a group that I was in, and I often find this the other day, is that I was the only person posting in it, you know, and there was hardly any likes on it. So I thought, well, this is a waste of time because there's not enough people in here seeing my posts. So I actually left that group. So make sure it's a group that's fairly active, that's got quite a number of people in there. And the other thing you want to look at is you want to look at the rules in the group. Some groups don't like you to add new friends or send them messages from any members in that group. So if that's the case, it's totally up to you if you want to be there, in there or not. I am anyway. Because what I do, if there's a group with that rule, then what I'll do is I'll start a conversation in a post, or from my post, and then I will get to a point where I'm like, you know, that we've made some kind of connection, and then I'll sort of invite them. Is it okay if I send you a message? You know, I'd love to add you as a friend. You know, we have a lot in common. It would be great to be able to chat further. And so that's often how I get friend requests from that. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're going into these groups, you're commenting on a post, you're loving the post, something that resonates with you. It's always a good idea to not just comment on something, but also to ask a question, because you want to start a conversation. So, for example, today I went in and I commented on a girl who had a lot of anxiety, and her post was about anxiety and how she's decided to start traveling solo, even though it's creating a huge amount of anxiety for her. And I just said to her, wow, big ups to you, you're amazing, I admire your courage for actually doing that. I could never have done that myself. And then I said, I'm really curious, why is it that you want to travel solo even though you have anxiety? So it's kind of loving on them, saying what was great about it, and then adding a question in there to start a conversation. And then you want to send them a friend request, and then send them a personal message. And it can be anything. Say, in relation to what the post is, you can say, hey, I love I love your post. I really resonated with it for whatever reason. And I'd love to be able to connect with you further. You know, I really like your energy, or whatever it is. Or even if, you know, sometimes you can offer help to somebody, or they might be able to help you. It might be something that you really want to know more about, and you can say, hey, I'd love to know more about this. Like I did that with somebody today. I added them as a friend because they had all these really cool techniques around visualization and manifestation. I thought, yes, that'd be great for my team. I'm going to learn that. So I added her as a friend, and I said, I'd love to know more about what you're doing. So, you know, anything like that. So that's your 5 new contacts. The next 5 is 5 invites. And so this is where you're actually directly reaching out to people and inviting them to take a look at the business. And so the line that we use for this is, okay, if I can just remember what it is, I'm working on something exciting. So I always start with, hey, Sam, how are you? I hope you're not working too hard, or I see you had a great holiday, or, you know, just kind of just a couple of sentences, but you don't want to make it too long. In fact, the shorter, the better. You've got to make it punchy. And then I would say, I'm working on something exciting. This may or may not be for you. Are you open to taking a look? And when you first send that out, it's a little bit scary. If you're anything like me, you're like shaking in your boots going, oh my God, what? I can't send this to people I know. They're just going to think, what the hell are you doing? You're like, they're going to think all these terrible things about me. And totally, I still have those thoughts, but they're not as bad because I've been doing them now for 4 days. We did it for 4 days, Maxine, yeah, 4 days, and it doesn't feel quite so hard now. Whereas when I first started, I was like, there's no way I can do that. But I'll tell you a little something. I actually tried that out once for the first time. I thought, right, if this works, then I'm in and using it. If this doesn't work, then I'm not, because it just felt too weird for me. I sent that message out to Priska. And now, where's Priska? She's in our team. She's not on tonight, but she's in my team. She was like, oh my God, I love this. I love this. Okay, so yes, totally. So it did work, and it does work, and I've got lots of responses back. I've got lots of people that have looked at links and that I've followed up on since then as well. So it does work. It's just that you've got to get past that fear and go, well, I'm actually offering this to somebody, and those that want it will love it, and those that don't won't. And that's okay, because a lot of the messages that we get back that are saying, no, it's not really me, no, I'm not really interested, they're really nice messages. In fact, every person has said, thank you for thinking of me. So you just never know, never judge anybody. Okay, and the next 5 is 5 follow-ups. So there are different follow-ups that you can use depending on where they're at in your process. So the first follow-up would be, you've sent them a link already, and it's been a day or 2. And so you'd send a message, a short message, just saying, hey, how are you? Hope you had a great day. What did you like best about the video? That's it. Short and sweet. So, and you know, I always get, you know, I actually haven't had no responses back from that yet, which is really unusual because normally I'll often get people that actually just don't respond to that, whereas this time I've had people respond to it, so I know that it has worked. The second reply is when somebody hasn't replied to that message, right? So you've received no reply, it's been about a week, and then you would say, I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've been busy growing my business. How are things going with you? And it's really funny because often people will just, you know, everyone's come back to me and said, oh, I'm really sorry. And, you know, that often that will, when it's only been a week since the last message, I'll often prompt them anyway to say, oh, I'm really sorry I didn't get back to you about, you know, after my last message. And that's, you know, we don't have to go to that whole, I hope I didn't offend you, you know, I'm really sorry and all that kind of stuff. That's often enough. The last follow-up message that you can use, these is, is what Simon calls the witness protection follow-up. And this is when prospects are hiding from you. So this has been a wee while and you might have sent a few messages to them and they haven't responded to anything. So it's been, you know, a couple of months down the track. And so you can actually say to them, so one, you want to say something obviously that's relevant to them because you might have a really close, it might be a close friend or it might be someone that you don't really know very well. They're on your Facebook friend list, but you actually don't have a very close relationship with them. But so it really is up to you. You could say, so our relationship means more than anything, something like that. So if it's somebody who you don't know that well, you would just say, you know, I enjoyed connecting with you or something like that. And it was, if that's what we have in common is really important to me, something like that. Then you can say, it's okay if you're not interested in the business. So giving them an out so they know you're not going to badger them. You'd say, I won't bring up the business again. I usually say, I promise I won't bring up the business again. And then either, can we still be friends? Or it would be great to still stay in contact with you. Something like that. And then what we do is just leave it for between 3 and 6 months. And then maybe get back into contact with them again and always find an excuse to get back in contact with them again. Like you might go through your friend list or you might go through their news feed or and just, you know, they might have posted something in the last few days, you know, and you look at that and then you send them a message saying, hey, I see that you've just bought a new car or you're renovating your house or I see your son's just turned 3 or something. And just use that as a reason to actually get back into contact with them or even, you know, something that's happening. So always find an excuse to follow up with them somehow and don't talk about the business. It's just about being genuinely interested in them and keeping that contact up because we know that it keeps them seeing your posts, but it also means that because you're keeping in regular contact with them, if there becomes a time in their life where things turn to shit and you know, maybe they lose their job, maybe they get really unwell, whatever it is, and then they'll go, oh, I remember now, Loach was telling me about this amazing business. I might, you know, I could earn some money that way. You know, so you never know what's going on for people, and that's why it's a really good idea to stay in contact with them. So that's the demo. Now what we do, the last one is 3. So we've got 3, 5, 5, 5, 3. The last one is 3, and that is 3 presentations. So that's 3 either event links sent out, but that's pretty much what it is. So sending like a link out to somebody. And that comes really easily from the invite. So once you're inviting people, often you'll find that they will come back and say, yeah, I'd love to take a look, or yeah, you know, that they're interested. So that's where those 3 sending presentations comes in. So, and what you find is when you're doing those things, it's really cool how it works actually. I did love this. This is actually my favourite takeaway from the whole thing. So what you've got is Simon drew this really cool little funnel, and I'm really shit at funnels. It's really cool. But you've got your 3 posts, and then you've got your 5 new contacts, and then you've got your 5 invites, and then you've got your 5, God, I've forgotten, follow-ups, that's right. Excuse my messy writing. And then you've got 3 send links, right? When you think about it, it's like a funnel. You're putting that, so you're posting first, so people are seeing you posting, then you're reaching out and you're making new contacts. They're going through the funnel. It's very cool. And then you're inviting them, and you know, some people go out, they don't stay in the funnel, right? Some people stay in, and then of course you're following up, and then you're following up to the invite, and then you're sending links, and then some people come out here and some people just go out. So it's very cool. I love the way that he did that whole concept around it. So it's like a natural formation. It's what we're doing anyway. So something else that I really, really got a lot out of, and that was something that Adam talked about. I mean, obviously I also loved his shitty money stories, changing your shitty money story, which is why I recorded him and popped that in the Soul Tribe group. Did you find that, Ronnie? You did? Sorry, I can't hear you. Hang on, come off mute. Can't hear you.
You said that you tagged me, and I was waiting for a tag to arrive from some direction, but it hadn't.
Oh, it'll show up in your notifications. So if you go to your notifications,
Yeah, no, it hasn't.
You'll find it there. Did you find it?
Hang on, I'm just on my phone, so I'm just going to my computer.
Oh yeah, okay. So it is in there. So if you guys want to see that video, it's actually in under videos on Soul Tribe, and it's Adam talking. And it's all about how to change your shitty money stories. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
It hasn't come through my notifications.
I get that sometimes. I get my notifications not come through. I don't know what that's about. Well, maybe I'll try sending it to you personally. I'll have to just try and send it to you as an attachment to your messenger or something.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'll give that a go later. Okay, so something else that I really wanted. Okay, so this is something that Adam talked about, which I really liked. And so this is pretty much our process, right? Yeah, this is our process. This is how it works. So the most important thing in this business, if you're wanting to grow this business and create residual income, because when you think about it, customers are not going to give you that residual income. We need customers, because without customers, we wouldn't have a business, and they help us they get us that base income. So without them, we have no income, right? But the most important thing when you're actually wanting to really grow that income is you need team. And the only way to get team is to go out and get team, right? So a big, huge part of our business is all about getting team. How do we get team? We start conversations. So the DMO that I just showed you guys before was Simon Chan. Sorry, I've just noticed that I've got a couple of chats in there and I haven't even noticed, sorry. Okay. 8 a.m. is too early. Oh, right, sorry, Max. 8 a.m. is too early for a call. Well, we could do 8:30, but I know that didn't suit Sin. I know she wants to jump on. We can talk about that after, if you like. Yeah. Okay. So then what we got to do is start conversations, right? So when we talked about the DMO and sending out invites to people, a really important thing to do is to not be sending them out to people that you have not spoken to. So you've got to make sure that you've had some kind of conversation, some kind of relationship with somebody before you send them an invite to look at your business. So part of our DMO, our bigger DMO, is to actually be starting new conversations with people. And that's another reason why when we send a friend request, we always send a message too, because you're actually starting to build a relationship with that person. So that's how we do it, is we actually start conversations from sending friend requests, and then every now and then, oh, that's okay, Sam, fine, thanks for jumping on, honey. And then you'll find it's a lot easier when you go to send out an invite that people aren't going, oh, well, she just added me because she wanted to send me this. She wanted to get me in my team. You've actually built a relationship with somebody, and so they're more likely to have a really positive response with you. So what I do is I always start at least 5 conversations every day on top of my DMO. And this is just general conversation. This is not talking about business or product. So this is what, starting conversations. And then what comes from that often is we are able to invite people to have a look at our business, to have a look at our product, because often from those conversations we find their pain and pleasure points, but also it gives us an opportunity to later on when we're doing our DMO to actually send an invite straight out without even knowing what's going on for them, because we never know what's going on. When I sent that invite out to Priska, all I knew was that she was an at-home mum with her little boy, and that she wanted, I knew that she was still doing her social work study, but I didn't know how much pain she was in, because even though I had previous conversations with her, she didn't really talk about all her pain. She talked about other things, about being a mum and all that kind of stuff. So I just thought, right, she would be the right person to send this out to. And amazingly enough, she was in a lot of pain. She wasn't enjoying any of her study, and she wanted to stay at home with her boy, but she also wanted to bring in some income so that she could contribute to the family. And then once we've invited, what they're doing is they're watching an event, right, of some kind, whether it be a link or a Zoom or a local event. And then what we're doing is, post-event, we are following up, and we're doing a 3-way call. So everybody knows how important a 3-way call is. Can you see that? Is that back to front, son? Can you read it? Because it looks really back to front to me. Oh, it's okay. That's good. Yeah. So once you've followed up, what you want to do is get yourself into a 3-way call. Now there is some really, really, really good verbiage around how to get that 3-way call happening and how to get your upline into that 3-way call, which I'm actually going to post, and it's some verbiage that I use that's CATS. So I'm actually going to post that into the Soul Tribe chat because it's really invaluable. I've been using that a lot, and it's really been helping me. So once you've done your 3-way call, and then you're good to go, right? You're asking them if they're good to go, you're setting them up, and you've got your team. So that's pretty much the process, right? That's what it's all about. And when you think about it, it's actually not that hard to do, and it doesn't really take that long. So a message to somebody doesn't take very long. When you're having, and this is a huge thing that I learned from Adam, is that when you are having conversation after conversation after conversation that's actually going nowhere but just consuming a lot of time, it's not efficient. It's not time efficient. It's not business efficient. It's not bringing you an income. Yes, it's a really good idea to build relationships, but you don't want to spend hours and hours on end just chatting to people about, I don't know, about how they had their hair done, about, their dogs or cats, about, what they're doing in their life. I mean, it's about building a relationship, but using your time efficiently. so that you don't, because otherwise you get to the end of the day and you think, what the hell have I done today? Have I been productive? And believe me, I have done this so many times, it's crazy. So I don't want to be inefficient anymore. It's got to work for me. Everything's got to work for me. So it's just about fine-tuning your conversations and how you're talking to people. And this is a really good way that he described it. I'm going to show you this because this is so cool. You probably remember this, Maxine. Sorry, Max, if I'm going over all the stuff that we've already done. If you want to add anything, go for your life. Just unmute yourself and jump in, by the way. Don't want you to sit there and not say anything if you've got something to say. Okay, so this is really cool. This is an example that he showed us. So if you are, think about this weekly. If you are reaching out to 6 people, so this is weekly, right? If you're reaching out to 6 people a week, that's not many. Imagine if you did this daily, right? Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys, let's start again. So think about this monthly. If you want, sorry, confusing you. If you want 2 new team, wouldn't it be cool to have 2 new team a month, right? That would be awesome to have 2 new team a month. Then you want 4. So out of that, so out of that you've got to get 4 that are good to go. So 4 that are going to go, yeah, I really want this. This sounds good. Let's do it. Because you're not necessarily going to get 4 new team out of that. Often people will, even at that point, they can drop off, right? So from there, you want to be doing 8 3-ways. Okay. 16 people that have watched an event of some kind. So out of that, you want to have 32 people invited to look at an event. So that means that you're having out of there, that's 32 people. That's 32 people that you're talking to in a month. That's not a lot. So what you're wanting is you're wanting to talk to about 20 people a week, right? And so that means 8 conversations. Hang on. So that's 32. Hang on. I've got this written wrong. Sorry, guys, it was meant to be 80. I've missed the 0. God, I'm such a dick. 80 conversations. That is only 20 conversations a week. So how many is that a day? That's less than 5 a day. Yeah, if you're spreading it over 7 days, but if you're doing it just Monday to Friday, that's only 4. Yeah, over 4 days. So that's not many. And that's easy. 5 conversations a day is really easy to do. And that's to get 2 new team. So imagine if you had more conversations than that, then you could up that a lot easier. So for me, I've decided I'm doing between 5 and 10 every single day. 5 is my survive goal and 10 is my thrive goal. So if I can get 10 conversations out every day, I'll be really happy about that. And then on top of that, of course, you're doing your DMO, so you're doing your direct inviting without actually having conversations with people. So that for me was really powerful because I thought actually 5 conversations is actually really easy to start in a day, especially when you are fine tuning and